Bro, this shit is not good. I'm sorry, this is not good. Like, this is just not good. Kendrick shit was shit too, but this is like they're having a mid-off. That's exactly what it is. They're having a mid-off. Bro, the thing is, Kendrick is just super cringe, but Drake took the bait. Nobody forced him to do that. He took the bait all on his own. This is so bad. You know what? Is Logo... I want Logo to weigh in on this. Let me see if Logo is... let me see if he's around. All right, so Logo's saying he thinks this is not going to be the red button. All right, this is Logo. Yo, what's up, man?
Yo, dude. Yo, I knew it. I never doubted for a moment. Are we live?
Yeah, we're live. All right, look. Okay, you've been totally right about everything.
Never doubt me.
Like everything.
Never doubt.
But
never doubt.
But I don't think what Drake just released was. I don't think that was good. I thought that was horrible.
What? He addressed all the things. It's not the final thing. That was just to keep the discourse moving and to effectively disarm the 5 songs that Kendrick has under that ready to go, which are all on the same theme because he's absolutely reaching and has nothing. So as he continues to avoid the subject and exhaust the stockpile he built up over the 3 weeks where he didn't say shit about anything, then after he's done that, Drake will do what he calls the candlelight vigil for the murder that already happened on Family Matters to anyone who knows how to read. You know, that's really what's happening right now.
So you're saying this is not like his actual.
No. This isn't the red button. No, the red button is something way bigger. He's taking everyone down.
All right, because I listened to this. And I was like, this is not. I thought like he was just sounded kind of like guilty as fuck. I don't know.
I think that's part of that ironic persona. Well, he's not guilty. I mean, there's no evidence for this at all.
Right, and one of the things I said, I was like, yo, you know, at this point, like Kendrick, it's not a diss track thing anymore. Like he's actually making like serious allegations, and he shouldn't make songs. It's like either A, there's truth to it. Okay, then bring it to the public and bring this.
Do you understand that Kendrick is like spiraling? He's like completely on the outs. He has nowhere to go. He's been kicked out of the house by his fiance / kind of wife or whatever.
So you're saying that Drake is kind of like fucking with him and he's baiting him still.
Yes, absolutely. He's toying with it's already been over. There was never a chance for Kendrick to.
All right, I could see that. Like this isn't the final attack. This is just kind of like him making himself appear a little weak. You know, giving Kendrick an opportunity to go in, continue spiraling, and then he's actually going to hit him with the hammer.
Wait, I'm back in.
Yeah.
All right, I'm back in.
Yeah.
Could you hear me? Did you hear anything I said? I don't know what just happened.
No.
Oh, okay. I was saying it's not even a debate. Like from the very beginning, Drake was going to win. Drake has always been winning. Drake has been winning for 15 years. He's objectively the best rapper, like by objective measures. If you wanted to talk about like subjective, like I prefer this person or that person, that's not really the conversation.
I agree with that. I think that's what I was saying. I was saying like I'm not a fan of him personally, but like obviously, in terms of his popularity, there's no competition.
But the thing is, right, is like I followed Drake's career from the very beginning, and I've had like ups and downs, liking some things more than others. I kind of like tuned out with Scorpion for a bit because I thought that was a kind of weak project. But he's come back quite a bit since then. I think quality wise, like I really enjoyed the last album he put out, and the addendum to it, Scary Hours 3, which is really actually foreshadows all of this, and he actually talks about exactly what he's going to do in coded language in that one, and a lot of that has actually come to fruition in the last couple of days. So I think, like, I just tweeted this, I wasn't a Drake stan before this, but I think I am now. I gotta tell my chat,
guys, Logo has been right in terms of his predictions about fucking everything. That whole shit about the picture that Kendrick posted being like fake. Logo literally, didn't you predict that?
Yeah, I did. I said that. I predicted from the very beginning. I said there's absolutely no way there's another child thing. Drake set that up. Kendrick sounds like he's really confident that he has this like inside line or like a mole or something. But Drake is a genius, and Drake is definitely baiting him into destroying his own credibility, which is the only thing that he has. As like that's the only thing that he has.
There's people in chat that see this is the issue because before you came on, we were just live reacting to the Drake shit, and I didn't like it. I thought it was kind of silly, right? And then everyone was kind of like on board with that. But I don't know that much about the rap scene. I don't know that much about the details. I don't know that much about the lore. And you obviously know a lot more. But there's people who are like, they're basically listen, guys. Like I said this before, right? Logo has been literally 1000% correct about how everything went down so far. So when he tells me that Drake is just baiting him and it's part of like a greater plan, I actually believe him.
He's a genius. He's a genius, and this is an objective fact. Like I don't think there's no debate about this. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to like a genius. You don't have to like what they do, but whether or not they're a poetic genius is not up for debate. This man is a genius. Like, he's very good at what he does. Just like he's just he's a great artist. I don't know how else to put it. The music video for Family Matters is literally like a Kubrickian level fucking psyop. Like when he says,
do you think Drake is doing all that by himself, or is it like he's got a team of people?
Well, he has a team, but he's the general of the team. Like, he's built up a team for a long time.
Remember, Kanye was trying to say that like Drake is just like he's
Kanye's projecting.
Really?
He does the same thing. They do the same thing. The thing is that Kanye has long ago succumbed to what I'm calling Drake derangement syndrome. And Kanye has himself directly said that Drake is the best rapper ever. And he was like hoping, being like, well, maybe I can be number one in shoes. If you really want to go into it, that's actually the background for the Adidon story of Adidon thing, is that Drake knew that he had a son, was intending on announcing that his son existed, etc., because he had a line with Adidas that was going to be named after his son, and money for that was going to be going to his son, like, because for the name rights to the shoes. So he had this set up. It's not like he's a fucking deadbeat dad or whatever that was setting it up, but he didn't want to ruin the drop for these sneakers. It takes a while for sneakers to be made and produced and for all of this to come out. Kanye doesn't like that this is going to be a sneaker game thing, and then he wouldn't be threatened both as the number one rapper and the number one sneaker guy, right? So that's why. Right, am I back?
Yeah.
I don't know why it's dropping. So that's really what it is. Like everyone, like it's like, okay, so if you look at this in a Shakespearean level, Edward de Vere, Shakespeare, he had a scriptorium. He had a lot of people writing and providing ideas, etc. But he was ultimately the final like author of the works, right? Like that's how anything works. If you're like a showrunner, you have. Like, you're not just gonna. This whole idea is like nonsense.
All right, I gotta explain. There's people in chat, guys. You have to understand something. The reason I trust what Logo's saying, and I think he's credible, because I know for a fact. First of all, the guy is a master of literature, and that matters when it comes to analyzing things. Second of all, Logo has a level of knowledge about the insides of pop culture. And there's people in my chat that basically think that like just because you're using like big words and shit means you don't understand pop culture. You guys need to fucking understand.
Okay, this guy literally. I objectively predicted all of this, and it's documented. Because and you can apologize right now.
It's because they don't understand. They don't understand. They think you're just like some like intellectual when your whole MO. Guys, his whole MO is culture. It's aesthetics. It's fucking. Music, it's poetry, it's literature, like that's his expertise. Like this is basically your whole MO is to be an expert when it comes to vibes, right? Would you say that?
Maybe. I get that's one way of putting it. I think that it's like you train your intuition through these sorts of like aesthetic things. But it's like I do think it's like this. Could I tell you how I knew that this was going to be the thing? Like there was no like I didn't do like some like rational like.
No, yeah, it's intuitive.
It's just intuitive.
People think that because you use big words or whatever, that your intuition is not sharp. I personally can vouch for Logo to say he has one of the sharpest, most accurate, and most powerful intuitions of anyone I've ever met. That's why when he tells me like what he thinks this is going on here, I tend to listen to it because his intuition is even better than mine when it comes to things like this. I mean, obviously, I'm not saying even because like I'm an expert when it comes to these things, but it's like you guys need to understand I'm vouching for him, and that's not for no reason. Anyway.
I feel, are there like are there like okay are there Kendrick? We need to. This is a struggle session now. Are there literal Kendrick stands around in here in the chat? Please report them. They need to be sent to the gulag. They have go listen to Drake's discography.
When the stream started, I started by saying Kendrick is fucking cringe as fuck. I can't stand Kendrick.
The worst. Hate him. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. Like I liked Good Kid, Mad City. That was the last thing that he ever dropped that I liked. But
I'm gonna be honest. I don't even know who he is. But yesterday I did my due diligence to like listen to his diss tracks, and I found them to be so fucking cringe.
They're so trash.
They're so fucking cringe.
It's so obvious. And now, actually, in retrospect, right, where you have this context, like this is how I've been seeing it the whole time. But obviously, not everyone can apparently see that as intuitively as me. But he was clearly spiraling. He's clearly like not in a great place.
See, I just see Drake is kind of goofy and corny, but Kendrick is straight up cringe. Like Kendrick is like actually it's like Drake is right. He actually is like trying to be an activist. It's so fucking annoying.
But it's all fake. But actually, if you look at it this way, Noah Shabib 40, Drake's longtime producer, who they've been working from the very beginning of his career, is Lebanese Canadian. So he's actually a big time Palestine supporter. Drake, who signed the ceasefire letter and whatnot. Where's Kendrick on that?
Somebody told me in the Discord, and because I was they were talking about your position.
Logo been 100% correct.
Yo, this is Jackson.
The beef thus far.
He predicted
the fake
daughter thing.
Kendrick
yeah.
Kendrick / Hassan Piker / This Is America era.
Predicted it all.
Drake gave it will.
Yeah, bro, Jackson. Thank you, Jackson. Yo, Jackson. I was talking to Jackson about this, and he was like, "Yeah, Logo got predicted everything 100%." He's just like, Kendrick / Hassan Piker. That's so fucking true.
Yeah, it's true. That's the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Like Kendrick, this is why this is like so I really appreciated this. I actually got on the Drizzy subreddit, someone sent me a link to this for one of the threads I wrote. Because I said actually, because the red button hasn't been pressed yet, we haven't actually gotten the full destruction of Kendrick yet. This is just a prelude. This is just like a little hold you over thing to like readjust people's perceptions. But so that like Drake's not going to finish it until it's done. This isn't the end. This is not the end yet.
All right.
But I was saying in the song Red Button off of Scary Hours 3, which came out in November of last year, he said, when I press this button, all of y'all is getting the heavens gated. So he's not talking specifically about Kendrick or any of these individual people. He's talking about masses of people. He's talking about hundreds and thousands of people getting heavens gated. Like all these people who are drinking the Kool-Aid on Kendrick fucking Lamar and this type of nonsense. They're all going down. Everyone. This isn't about a particular thing. This is like a real culture struggle session that's captivating the entire nation, right? Like this is not just some minor thing. This is actually a huge deal. This is like
I thought about it.
Going to war with each other.
I always think like geopolitically, and I was like, because someone was telling me, they were like, no, you should side with Kendrick because he's American and Drake is Canadian.
Yeah, cringe.
But here's the issue. Kendrick, this is why Drake is better than Kendrick in this instance. I'll admit I'm not a fan of both. I don't really like either, but this is why Kendrick is worse. Because when they're saying Kendrick is American, they're talking specifically about Democrat American.
He's a Democrat.
He's a Hillary Clinton American. He's like a fucking Joe Biden American. Drake is kind of more cosmopolitan. Drake's Canada.
real. He's actually just a genius, so he doesn't really belong to anywhere. That's the thing. Like he's an actual like real poet. Like he had a line. I did this comparison where you have like Kendrick rhyming about praying to Pfizer. On the same.
God, fuck.
But then you have there's a line. Drake talks about how he's never voted, and if he would vote for Tiana Trump. And that's really how he looks at it. He looks at politics as something that is like electoral politics and this sort of stuff as something that's beneath him.
Yeah, I straight up Kendrick's fucking when he was saying in that older like, oh, if you're a female, you should stay. That was so fucking cringe.
You want to know a great angle?
Straight up,
great angle.
like, dude sounds like a quote unquote nice guy. Like he sounds like an actual predator himself. Who's like, anytime a dude says shit like this, it's super fucking clear.
Well, yeah, I mean,
it's projection.
He's a bad guy. But here's a fun angle on it. So back in the day, a long time ago, they asked actually Barack Obama who he thought would win in a rap battle between Drake and Kendrick, and he said, "Well, I got to go with Kendrick." People on Twitter are going like, "Yeah, you know, this is like that's a real like you know that's a commander in chief right there, like knowing who would win in a war." And I said, "Well, Barack Obama lost that war."
Yeah,
you know, remember that?
Yeah, for real. No,
Guess
I mean
what?
that's I think it's clear Kendrick is part of the whatever you call it, the Democrat complex. Drake is just more ambiguous, you know. Yo, Jackson.
That being said, the line "if I was fucking young girls, I would already been arrested" is one of the most
I gotta,
lines I've ever heard. Though.
I'm out now. Okay,
Drake
I can keep
reminds
talking.
me of the Jake Paul.
I can't stay for. I can't do. I can talk for a little bit more, but I can't talk for too much stuff to do.
No, yeah, thank you, Jack. Yeah, Jackson was like the line about. Wait, what do you think about the line where he was like, "If I was guilty, I would have been arrested"? Because that was crazy.
Yeah, no, it's literally just nonsense. I mean, do you want to?
So he's basically just trolling when he's just trolling then.
Drake, yeah, he's a huge troll. He's a brilliant troll.
All right, that puts it into if he's doing it in a self-aware way where it's like he's straight up trolling. That's kind of funny, you know.
Dude, do you know how much of a troll he was? Like,
I don't know much about him.
Family Matters video. Did you watch the video of Family Matters?
I watched some of it, not all of it, but
okay. Well, I'll explain to you the three parts. So the first part, right? You see the van from the cover of Good Kid, Mad City getting towed to Toronto and then crushed in a machine, right? That's the first part. So that's the van on the cover of Kendrick's last good album, getting just absolutely demolished. Part two is showing a custom Mercedes hearse being created. That's what the second part is. It's just showing video footage of Drake commissioning a custom hearse that will probably come out whenever he drops the red button. Probably part of that for the funeral of Kendrick Lamar.
What do you think the red button is exactly? Is it a song? What is it?
It'll probably be like an EP, I think, or like it'll probably be like Scary Hours 4 or something like that. Like it's gonna be a project. Like he's seeking to dominate the stuff. Like Drake is a total war guy. You know, he's gonna take like he always tries to capitalize as much as possible off of these sorts of things. So he's known that this has been coming down the pipe since last year, because it's actually like sort of if you really want to get into it, like all of this, the music biz, especially the rap biz, is becoming less and less commercially viable, and Drake takes up too much of the attention, like too much of the streaming and whatnot for a lot of these other people to make the money that has been invested in them by the record labels, especially with like the less amount of money that people are getting from streaming. So it's actually like all of these rappers and their labels, their sub-labels, etc. They're like, we need to take out Drake so that we can get some fucking plays. Like he's too.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to tell you. There was someone in my Discord who was telling me about what you were saying because I was asking what your opinion on it was because I didn't really know like what to think, and they were like, the way that youth see it, and it's a Hudsonian thing. Like Drake is the monarch, and all these other people are like the fucking oligarchs. Is that it? Basically, Drake is like the popular monarch. And
yes,
yeah, and
this is like an oligarchic conspiracy.
Yeah, exactly. Him, yeah. Kendrick and co are like the oligarchs trying to overthrow him. That actually makes sense to me. Yeah.
Yes, that's precisely what's happening.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's like
this is why I think I'm a stan now. I think I'm objectively have to stan Drake because I just you know I was too right. Like I'm just locked in. We're both locked in. We see it.
Yeah, that's interesting. I see. I don't know that much about music in general, to be honest, or the industry or anything like that. But this is like my introduction to all of it. But all I can know with certainty, myself, like empirically, is that Kendrick is fucking super cringe. Like I really hate that guy.
It's really bad. Like it's the worst thing ever when people like when you talk to people about rap, and they take Kendrick seriously purely on like this level of superficial content. They have no understanding of like formal genius or whatever. He's actually a terrible poet. He's not very good at what he does at all. It's kind of extremely cringe. Like I would say that like Young Thug is better than Kendrick. Like there's a million people. Like Chief Keef is like infinitely better than Kendrick.
Like people who think Kendrick is like a deep lyricist, or it's so
they're
stupid.
They're people who've never read a book in their life.
Yeah,
They've never read a book in their life.
That's what I mean. That's absolutely clear to me. Like Kendrick is like a fake. You know what Kendrick is? He's like a college kid in some like woke classroom trying to write an essay that's extremely like shallow and like stupid, but he's hitting all like the woke points, so he thinks it's deep somehow. You know?
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Kendrick's the type of guy. He's the type of guy who he literally like went to therapy, and like because he's a shitty person who's done horrible things. And then it's like, oh, I know what I can do. I can use all of this therapy speak that I've learned to continue to do horrible things.
Yeah, super horrible.
And mask myself as like, he literally wore like this is the most idolatrous shit in the world, but he like dressed himself up as Jesus Christ and like did a whole like tour dressing himself as Jesus Christ. It's like absolutely sickening levels of pride.
Yeah, I did. And what the hell was he so butthurt about? Because all that J. Cole said, big three, and then he got pissed about that because he's
hated Drake since 2009. Like he's always hated Drake the entire time. He's just jealous.
That is so horrible.
It's really cringe and pathetic, and like it really unmasks like all the people who like identify with Kendrick and like him so much, etc., and are willing to defend his lies and slander and all of this perfidious shit that he does. They just out themselves as being scum.
Ask Loco when we're going to hang out. I owe him a beer.
So, thank you, Anonymous. This anonymous guy wants to know when. I mean, you're anonymous. He doesn't know who you are. When you guys are hanging out, because he owes you a beer. Maybe you do know who he is? I don't know.
I have no idea, but a lot of people owe me a fucking beer because I was absolutely right, and so many people told me to doubt that what I was saying, and I literally at one point was like, am I crazy? Like, why does no one else see what I see? And like that's why I've been sort of like keeping going at it, because I've been like doubling, tripling, quadrupling down because I knew it.
People don't know this about you. You are always low-key so right about almost everything. It's actually crazy.
Dude, I live for the moments like right now. Like when I just made dinner for my wife and my daughter, right? And then I'm like, all right, cool. I go and I open up the thing and I see like a bunch of notifications like Drake dropped. And I was like, and he called it The Heart Part 6. I was like, oh my God, it's time. And I was just like ecstatic. My daughter was dancing to the song. She loves music. But you know, not that Kendrick shit.
You also, there's also something else that was crazy I saw you do. It was actually sick. So we were like, this was like during the barista discourse or whatever. And I think you just like talking to like a gorilla and you were just like, yo, and you literally typed out what it should look like. You're like, yo, make this meme of I produce this, and then a soy jack saying, I literally make coffee. Yeah. And that meme actually got like 40,000 likes or some shit when someone else reposted it. That was crazy.
Yeah, dude.
Like
I'm a real artist.
He commissioned a meme, and then someone actually made it, and it actually went like extremely viral, way beyond our own like whatever you call it, echo chamber. Like it went way beyond leftist Twitter.
Yeah. I should be heading the Ministry of Propaganda. For real.
You should. That was actually crazy.
That's what I like. I don't know. That's like what I'm interested in. I actually almost went. I was talking to one of my boys the other day where I was like, I almost went into marketing. Like I almost I applied for marketing jobs out of college because I thought it was fun. Like the idea of marketing is just doing psyops, right? So I understand how all that works. And I was like, damn, imagine how evil I would be if I actually got a marketing job.
No, that you'd be really good at it, straight up.
But like, yeah, I don't know. Like. Also, I've objectively influenced Kanye's marketing. Objectively, that's why he has William Blake shit on his website.
Have you guys seen that Kanye shirt and compared it to Logos merch? How fucking clear as day is that? That's what
the thing is
about,
that
right?
I have contacts like in both of those camps. Like I know people in the Drake camp. I know people in the Kanye camp. I know what's going on.
I heard that's what I heard about that before. I heard that you actually knew people in Kanye's shit, and there was like a possibility you could have
Yeah,
You
they
don't want to
asked
do
me
the
to do a
NDA,
job interview.
basically.
Yeah, I wouldn't sign an NDA.
Yeah.
No, and that was actually. It turns out I was right to do that, considering the issues he's had later.
See, a lot of y'all in the fucking chat, you're underestimating his power level. Like, he actually knows people in the industry itself.
There's people who don't know.
Yeah,
but
how did you even meet those people or like get in on
just
that?
internet, dude. Like everything else, people just read and recognize real. That's pretty much it.
Wow, that's
yeah.
I mean, I also think
confident.
the mastery of literature I think you have, which in terms of people I know on a personal level, I don't know anyone who knows more about English literature than you do, that I know on a personal level.
I know, like, there's like a few people who like know more in specific things, but I think it's more like I don't know. I put a lot of work in, so I don't encounter that many people who put in that much work.
Smudley, what's up, man? Yeah, but I think that gives you a huge edge when it comes to anything pop culture, as long as you know how to translate it. Because like English literature, especially the Shakespearean era and all that stuff, like that is so foundational for contemporary American culture, and it's like, if you can understand that and know how to apply and translate it, you can actually unlock a lot about pop culture, you know?
Absolutely. I mean, it's all one thing. It's all developing out of itself, you know? Exactly. So like, this is like, people are saying like, I liked it more when you were talking about Ezra Pound and stuff like that. And I'm like, dude, this is all the same. Like, Ezra Pound was a rapper. Like, a rap is just popular poetry. Like, it's all the same thing.
There's
Pushkin was a rapper.
There's like
Pushkin and Drake are very similar, and like Lord Byron and Drake are very similar.
Even if it's not conscious, there's a clear civilizational underpinning here.
It's super clear, structural. Like,
right.
No one even has to be self-conscious of it, but like obviously poets tend to be extremely self-conscious. That's like their job in a way, is to just be more be extremely self-conscious, to know themselves very well.
Yeah.
Which Drake does. That's why he's so great at what he does. I can do like one more thing if you got anything else. I do have to.
Yeah, last question. This is kind of superficial. Thank you so much, Chris. Appreciate you.
Beers on me.
What do you think the owl is? Drake's owl? Is it just like a...
It's the owl of history, my dude? You want to read this Hegelian? Like, this is Drake. Drake is passing over all of history.
All right, brilliant. All right, man. It's always a pleasure to have you on.
God bless, man. You should listen to Drake Discog, though. It's good. He's the GOAT. Peace.
See you later. You guys need to understand, I actually trust Logo's judgment a lot. Like, this is not my expertise. This shit is not my pop culture and stuff. Like, it's not my expertise. Understanding, like, Logo's really good at understanding culture. Like, he's really good at it. I'm not, you know? So I actually trust he's saying that this Drake shit is just him trolling, and that he's going to be, this is all part of some bigger plan. So, we'll see. But I have an inkling suspicion that he's going to be proven right, you know? Trust, bro, you guys need to, you guys need to chill. All right? Put it this way, guys. I don't just respect anyone's opinion. Okay, I'm very selective about it. So if I'm vouching for somebody, you got to understand that means something. I don't know enough. That's just the truth. I don't know enough. Anyway, we'll move on from this topic because we spent like the whole stream on it.